random shopping with me. See, if I ever went to an event where I was forced to wear black, this is the way I would go because there's still some sparkle, there's still some pizzazz, there's still a way to stand out. But this material is a no-go. And if you're gonna go for something like this, you might want to make sure it's cheaper than this, because after one usage, especially if you're a little thick, this material is going to be a total and complete mess. It's going to tangle, it's going to come apart, it's going to get stuck to things, and it's just not going to be a cute situation. This may or may not be an unpopular idea or whatever you want to call it. I actually think back in the early 2000s, they were onto something by making lingerie wearable during the daytime, because the lace is very pretty. The lace is very pretty, and it's a simple way to, like, spruce up an outfit. The only thing is, you always want to make sure that it comes up high on your bosom so that you don't actually look like you're wearing lingerie, and you'll be good. I like to wear lacy, pretty things that also make me feel like I'm still covered. These are obviously pajamas. It's a pajama set. It's only $8.99, and you can use the shorts to sleep in, and then you can use the top however you please, because it does look like it would cover your bosom. It's really pretty, it has a nice little design, and you could definitely dress it up. Another unpopular opinion may be getting pants that are meant for the bedtime, but then wearing them during the day. I think this pattern is definitely passable, especially seeing as they make a lot of two-piece sets now where it's this material basically, but they sell it as a daytime outfit. You could totally get away with something like this if you just dressed it up and paired it with the right shoes. And again, $9.99 for some pajama pants, but you can wear them during the day, or you can wear them as they're meant to be worn, as pajamas. Another situation where this could work, now for the design, I don't care much for the design. I don't care for the patterns. But the shape of the shirt, it has a collar, it's button up, it's got cute little button details. I love the two pockets on the front, and the the sleeves are cuffed. So if you my trick is I like to snatch in the shirt at about where the waist would be to see if it would look nice as a daytime outfit, and this totally would look cute. But this is a pajama top. I do think it's a little pricey for a pajama top. I think it should at least be like a two-piece set for that price, but in the back definitely looks like a dress top. So just another little hack. Here's another cute find. I'm at Burlington, by the way, if I didn't already mention that, which I don't think I did. This is another cute find. I'm always looking for unique statement pieces. Now, I don't care for the color at all. I think it's very muted. It's just not my thing. I tend to also not do pinks, but I love the uniqueness of this top. If it was a different color or a different design. It's also on sale, so it's only $5.99, so it's a steal. Okay, but I also don't like the fact that this is actually attached to the sweater, because that means every time you want to wear the sweater or every time you want to wear this, you have to wear it as a combo. You cannot wear it separately. But sometimes what I really like about clothes is that even if you end up not buying it, it kind of gives you ideas for later on. So I never really thought before to pair a tank top like this over top of a sweater, but now that I know it's doable, we might go home and experiment. All right, so now we're taking a trip over to the jeans section. I love me some good jeans because I'm always in them. For the most part, when I go to work, I do try to spruce up my clothes a little bit, but you can never go wrong with a nice fitted jean. Now, because I have so many, that means I have to have stricter rules for the jeans that I buy. So a few rules are they have to be different from my other jeans in some way, shape, or form. So if I typically get stretchy jeans, this time around I might look for a stiffer jean that has, you know, unique detailing on it. I prefer my jeans long. That way I can pair them with either sneakers or high heels. However, if they're a tighter fit and they're a stretchier fit, I don't mind if they are, I don't mind if they're a skinny jean, but that is my exception to the rule. They have to somehow be different from jeans I already own. That way, when I'm going through my jeans and I'm trying to figure out what to wear, I'm not like, why do I have 15 of the same style of jean? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and look at these because I think they're really cute. I probably would not buy them though. What I like about them is I love all the pockets. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a sucker for details. It's all in the details for me. The more unique, the better. For $16.99, I think that's an extremely good price. I love the pockets in the back. They definitely enhance and help out the shape of the boot tie and the hips. They seem to be a nice length. And I always take the crotch part and put it where my crotch would be, and that kind of gives me a better idea of where the jeans would land on me. And they seem to be a little too short for my liking. So I probably wouldn't get those for those reasons. And also because they're a little stretchier, I feel like they wouldn't snatch in my waist the way that I want them to. Even with this cute little drawstring type detail on the side, I still feel like they would come loose during the day and it would just, I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't like them very much. But if they were at least longer, I would go ahead and try them on. Now these jeans for me, they're a classic staple. I feel like I have owned this pair of jeans in various variations. Different colors, different styles. Like I've had the distressed, the non-distressed, and I would buy them each and every time because I believe that they're very flattering on my shape. They're very crisp and classic, but they also have a little bit of like wearing on them, so it keeps them a little edgy. They're not your typical quote-unquote jeans. The back pockets are pretty nice, and I also tend to go for high-waisted because I don't, anything that cuts below that is going to have my stomach poking out in a way that I do not want them to be poked out. And these do not specify whether or not they're high-waisted, so I would have to try them on to figure that out. But doing the crotch test, it looks like they are high-waisted jeans, so we'll give those a try. They're only $14.99. I'd say that's a good price. For my girlies who are into pink, I am not. So these are the same exact jeans, just regular. If you were into pink, if I were into pink, I would totally do some pants like these because I don't own anything similar to them. They're very cute. They're only $15.99. If I do the crotch test, the length is not the best. I would prefer something longer. I'm a tall girl, but I would probably cuff them, and that for me would probably make them work. And I would pair them. Can I speak? I don't normally make videos in public, so you have to excuse the stuttering. But I would not usually, I don't wear pink. I would probably pair this with either a cute white lace top, which I don't, or anything white, which I don't wear either because I feel like white gets dirty so easily. But I would pair it probably, just speaking for myself, with like some type of cute, unique lace top. I'm even seeing something that is like a turtleneck type of situation. Cuff them at the bottom and find some really cute white flats or white sneakers to wear with it. And then a vest or a nice little blazer. That's what I would pair that with if I were a pink person, if I were into pink. That's how you always know I'm here. You're either going to hear someone's kid screaming for dear life, or you're going to hear the shoe alarms going off. Speaking of shoes, we're heading there next. All right, so I found these. It's cute that it comes with a scrunchie. We're still going to the shoe section. Calm down. I don't care for this scrunchie. It's very cheaply made, and it's white, which means it's going to get dirty very quickly. But cute little touch. I like all the details. They're very similar to the other jeans we were looking at. I did the crotch test. They're not as long as I would like them to be, but I can always cuff them at the bottom to see how I like that. They're stretchy, but if you notice the silhouette, they come in, they taper by the waist. So they're size 11, $16.99, light wash. They look nice in the back, which means they're going to complement my shape. But I don't know if they're high-waisted. They don't look high-waisted, but we can give them a shot. So as you see, we're still not in the shoe section, but we're going to get there. I promise we're going to get there. Same cheapo scrunchie from the last pants. I don't know what it is about. Same cheap scrunchie. They're definitely a little wider legged. I did the crotch test. They're pretty decent on length. We're just going to try them on just to see how I feel about them. Now this pattern, every time I see this pattern, I think hunting, I think not for me, but something about this makes me want to give it a try today. I love that it has all these extra pockets on them. They're different. I don't own anything like this. $16.99, and I'm gonna get them in a bigger size because they're not stretchy at all. They're very stiff. So, all right. I have the same rule for shoes that I do for my clothes. These, honey, they're stunning. They're very cute. They're fabulous. I've already made up in my mind 7 different outfits I could wear them with. However, I do own something similar already, so I'm not allowed to get them. On the other hand, we found them in red, but this must be a sign from God because they are not in my size. Okay, and of course I would like them because they're Betsy Johnson. Also, if these were in my size, because I don't own anything similar to this in this color, excuse me, Jesus, sandals, my budget would have been in trouble today if these had fit me. Just saying. Should I get this for John? Mean one. Let's not speak things into existence, okay? We're leaving that in 2025. But funny nonetheless. All right, so now we've ventured over into the men's coat section. This is the most secluded I will be in this establishment because everyone and their mother and their grandma has to be here. So we're gonna look at things that we picked out. We've got those jeans, $14.99. This beautiful top, $9.99. This yellow dress. I'm not huge on dresses, but I'm trying to kind of sort of get into them. $24.99. Not necessarily what I would like to pay for something that I barely wear, but it's Calvin Klein, so it makes sense, and hopefully the detailing is complimentary of my shape. We'll see when we try it on. Got these bad boy hunter pants for $16.99. Open wide the floodgates for $16.99. Just around the river bend with pockets for also $16.99. I found some really cute Chucks. Like, Chucks are one of my favorite types of sneakers, and I found them in this, I know some people will say fuchsia, some people will say just straight up pink. To me, they are purple enough. Anyone who knows me knows I don't do pink, but if it looks purple enough, I might mess with it. All right, so these are $34.99. I got a bunch of dental stuff and some hand sanitizer. Always got to keep those on deck. other shoes I found. I tend to not wear open toe shoes anymore. If I'm going to be vulnerable here, I'm a little insecure about my toes. They're not the cutest. So I was messing around with the idea of wearing these with stockings, especially since it's the winter time, and they are only $14.29. What sold me were the cute little princess details. When I dress up, I love to look like a pretty little princess. During the week, I might be a little rough around the edges, thugga, but on Sundays, I like to look pretty and crisp for the Lord. I decided this might be a good idea for on the go when someone's like, hey, you want to go here? And I wasn't planning on going anywhere and being seen in public. So I'm like, let me spruce up the face a little bit. Some more dental stuff. Some body spray stuff. Aluminum free. Fresh citrus. All right. Oh yeah, and some jewelry. I thought that was cute enough, and it fell right into my hands. So I was like, this might be meant to be. All right. Let's take these into the fitting room and see how we do. What in the Missy Elliott? I can't stand the rain. Fugga looking. What? Let's go back here. Normally I would go for the handicapped one, but it doesn't even look like it closes, and also we like to try our best to obey the laws over here, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. BTW, this was the outfit for today, with my gray long petticoat over top. Boy, do I hate when there aren't enough hangers, like hooks, in the fitting room. This one, the Incredible Hulk ripped it out, apparently, so we just have this to work with. So we're gonna have to utilize the door to put the things that I don't want. Got it. And here's the outfit without the gray petticoat. Don't mind the mirror. It's not mine, so can't control that. Alright, so we have pairing number 1, and I like to try things on as pairs so that I truly know the silhouette of what it's going to look like when I wear it as an outfit. Okay, look at the booty. These aren't quite what I would qualify as high rise, but they're definitely at least a mid rise. I feel comfortable. They're not causing my stomach to spill over. I love the flowiness of the top, so that even if, like, let's say I'm on my period and bloated, a top like this will still help me feel cute without showing my situation. And then if I throw it on with a blazer, ignore the not so perfect pairing, but the yellow is playing well against the yellow. You can't even tell on camera that this yellow is a neon yellow, and this yellow is more of like a sunshine yellow. So see, as an outfit it looks nice, cute, professional, still a little edgy because of the bright leopards. I'm loving the fit on the pants. They're a little bit tighter than I thought they were going to be, but I like that because I feel like it pulls everything together. Also, come close for this one because I don't need everybody all up in my business. Is it just me? Or do you not realize how much cellulite you have on your legs until you're in a fitting room and you're looking at yourself in the fitting room mirror? Is it just me? Because I feel like I see myself naked every single day and I never notice how much cellulite I have until I'm in someone else's establishment trying on some clothes. Disrespect. Oh boy. Okay, so I couldn't even get this zipped up all the way because it's one of those dresses where you probably need someone's assistance to zip it up. I'm sucking in my stomach right now because I don't like when the fabric reveals that you got like a little jelly donut right here. So I sucked that in for you guys so you didn't have to look at it. I like the color. I like the little classy slit. It's not too high up. I like the little napkin fold around the collar. This is definitely one of those dresses you have to wear a faja with. Otherwise, don't make me do it again. This one's a maybe. This one's a maybe. I can see it paired with like my leopard shoes and my leopard jacket. But like I said, it's a maybe. Not a yes, not a no. A maybe. Alright, so we have these camouflage pants on, and on camera they are popping. But I promise you they're not that vibrant or anything, but they're definitely interesting. Like I said, I've never had a pattern like this before. I did stick my blazer back on so you don't see, you know, the stuff. They're a lower rise, but they're also not as tight as I thought they were going to be. Like, they're not as stiff as I assumed they were. They actually have some stretch to them, so I appreciate that. I'm leaning more on the yes side than the no side with these, because like I said, they're just so different from anything I've owned. And like, I tend to do a lot of leopard, a lot of, did I say camouflage earlier? This is a type of camouflage, but you know the kind of camouflage I'm talking about though. Like the army camouflage. I tend to do that and leopard a lot, but not this kind of camouflage. This is more like army, I'm in the middle of the woods, trying to hunt a bear. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, they're just different, okay? You know. So again, leaning more towards yes than no on these. No sir, no ma'am. No sir, no ma'am. The scrunchie couldn't even save it. No. But you know what? That's the beautiful thing about trying stuff on, is because the fitting room is where the process of elimination occurs. For the budget, these didn't make the cut, and I'm okay with that. Alright, so these are the just around the river bends. I'm trying not to show my jelly roll up top. Just like I said, you can see how they snatch in the waist a little bit. They're not high-waisted, they're probably a mid-rise. They're a little stretchy. Actually, they're a lot stretchy, so that's much appreciated. But as I said, they are high waters. But, they're high waters. So let's cuff them and see what they look like. Okay, so despite the fact that I probably would not be wearing them with pointy toe flats, I wanted to pair them with some type of shoes so you have an idea of what they would be looking like. But we can take these back off. I like them, actually. I really like them. And I could even see myself rolling them up a little bit more and pairing them with like some fishnet stockings and some cute edgy sneakers, probably my leopard print ones, but I do have other sneakers that would go well with these pants, pair well with them. I'm gonna say these are probably a yes. They're very comfortable. I love the light wash. I love Le Bouteille in them, and yeah, I'm liking. So out of everything, this is a yes. This is a yes. Those are a yes. These are a yes. That's a maybe. That's a hell no. So we're gonna have to do some calculations because of course we still have the dental stuff outside, and my budget is $100. So if anything, the yellow dress might have to go. We'll see. Okay. We got a little lost, so that's not like me. I usually make sure I know where I'm parked before I head out because, you know, people are weird. So I did go over my budget. The total came to $162.57. But the only reason why I allowed myself to go over a little bit more than what I was planning to, by like 60 something dollars, is because, first of all, this was supposed to be like a reward shop for me. It's been a tough few months, and so wait, and of course I would, oh my gosh. Okay, so you get the point. Do you get the point? It's been a tough few weeks to, let's be honest, tough few months. I had to crawl under my vehicle to get my stupid key fob. And as a result, can you see that? Can you see the ashiness? I want you to witness. Yes. Yes! And I would only show you that because we're on video, not in person, so your judgments can stay on the other side of the camera. Why is the lighting looking crusty? Give me a second. Yeah, I was like, that is not the move. That is not the move. Like, sometimes when I go from like a well-lit area to a darker area, or a darker area to a well-lit area, my camera just does this weird thing where it takes a minute to like readjust. And I was looking very disgusting just now. Like, it's one thing for my knees to be frosted up the way that they were, but my whole face, my whole countenance, no sir, no ma'am. We needed to fix that because, yeah. Anyway, so it's been a tough few months. It's been a minute since I've taken myself on a nice little shopping trip. I like to be a little strict over here on these sides of the fences. But because times have been tougher than usual, and I knew I did a soft budget before I even started to spend any money today. And I can move a few things around to still make sure that all my bills are paid and stuff. I was trying to pay one particular bill all in one paycheck. So I had a lot going on in that department. That's where the most of the money. Why are you staring at me like that? Did you see me in the parking lot when I had to crawl under my car and you wanted to get a closer look at the crusty one? I'm gonna need you to mind your business. Respectfully. Mind your business. Anyways, so that was the biggest hurdle, depending on like how much I spent today and not. But it's not due until the end of the month, and I still have 2 more paychecks before that bill is due, so it's okay. I just took a little bit of my free money from that bill that I was trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho and just pay all this week. Like, girl, you are not rich. You're gonna have to keep splitting bills up. It's okay. It's all right. It's due at the end of the month. You still got 2 weeks. It's okay. You will survive. So yeah, that's how I made it work. That's how I justified me going a little over my budget. But usually I'm very strict with myself. And if I set a budget, I set a budget, and that's it. Something's going to have to get put back. Something's going to have to get left out. And actually, believe it or not, I did put a few things back because I was like, okay, yeah. By like the 6th item, I was already over my budget. I was like, something needs to go back. Effective immediately. But yeah, so that's what happened. What did I get? All the pants I tried on. Ma'am. Like, do you have somewhere you need to be today? Because it would be a good idea to get there. Okay? Can we get there? Can we get there? Expeditiously. I probably didn't even say that right. It's okay. So I got all the pants I tried on. I went back to try on a fourth pair of pants because I believe I tried on 3, right? I went back to try on a fourth pair because they were super long. They were high-waisted. I liked that. But they didn't like me back. They did not like me back. I got them over my hips, surprisingly. But when it came to buttoning and zipping them, they wouldn't even close for me to be able to do that. It was like, you'll see it in the picture. I unintentionally disrespected myself with that one. But it was worth a try, and it was going to bother me when I got home, not knowing, like, would they have fit? Would they not have fit? Like, I sat there in the aisle for a good 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure out if I could fit my lumps into those pants. I found out. So anyways, thank you for joining me today with all the craziness and whatnot. And I hope you have a very blessed day. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a very blessed day. I hope this year is I hope this year is the one for you. You understand? I hope that this year brings so many blessings that you could have never imagined for yourself. I pray it for me too. But I pray it for you. Okay? Be blessed.